Hello ladies and gents, Hagbard Celine here with another video by our old friends the Hebrew Israelites. A lovely group of racist, religiously motivated individuals who misuse Bible quotes quite selectively and ignore huge swaths of both history and current reality in favor of their tribalistic, narcissistic madness, on par only with the biblically motivated white supremacists who can be found attempting to use Bible verses to prove the exact opposite in their comment sections. We can all take comfort that they finally agree on something, if only it's something completely wrong. The video is called, and I quote, "Another Day, Another Sambo." And of interesting note, they appear to refer to themselves as Sicarii, Seattle. For those unaware, the Sicarii are a group of extremist Jews known for using daggers to kill Romans in ancient times. So, Palestinians version 1.0. Without further ado, I give you, these people live less than a tank of gas from me.
Say this real fast. I'll be more willing to accept what you guys' message is. You didn't have Jesus Christ out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this African-American man is a Christian, and he's actually offended that their obsession with Jesus Christ being a white man to the point that they would draw a circle and an X through a picture of white Jesus.
I'm gonna say it right now. If you guys had all these signs out, you didn't have Jesus running here.
Wait a second, this ain't,
And now he's going to quite politely and kindly explain that the picture of white Jesus is a symbol of white supremacy and a symbol of colonialism that has erased the reality that is African Jesus. It is quite humorous how often these guys overlap with social justice warriors.
wait a second, do you read the sign? Wait, do you read the sign?
Bro, I've seen you before. I worked down here. Okay.
This response has clearly been building in this young man for quite some time. He explains to the first maneuver these guys always use with, "I know, I work down here." They're here constantly, and he has probably heard all of this 100 times. And today, of all days, he was finally fed up with it.
What's the problem?
The problem is
You're not reading
you got
right.
Jesus crossed out because he's white. Just because he's white don't mean he
He's
ain't
not
Jesus.
white. What color is he?
Don't matter.
It don't
Don't matter.
You see, non-racially motivated sanity. It should not matter what race your religious figure is. If it does indeed matter, you're a racial bigot.
It don't matter.
It don't matter at all to me.
See, that's why when the race riots come, when the race riots come,
You what, mate?
see, that's why when the race riots come, when the race riots come,
Oh, come on now, you didn't.
That's why when the race riots come,
Nah, you most assuredly did. You're a moron. Fantastic.
niggas like that is gonna be getting fucked up in the race riots.
First and foremost, that's a good friend that just tapped you on the chest and told you it's time to leave. What he does next is perhaps proof he's a better friend.
Right, and the race riots come.
I went to Seattle University, my nigga.
Okay, well,
I
what does
have
that
a
mean?
foundation, my nigga. Fuck with me, my nigga. Nobody's fucking me up, my nigga.
That's what's gonna happen. You gonna have to choose.
Note the comparatively calm demeanor that this gentleman is displaying. He knows that his friend is upset. He tried to get him out of the situation. However, he did want to come back and explain his position.
No, it's not black and white, my nigga. It's only God. There's only one God.
Yeah, there is
There's
only one God. It means a black
It don't
man.
matter if he's white or black.
Yes, it does.
It don't matter.
Yes, it does.
If he's white or black, it don't matter, my nigga.
Go hold the
I
white
believe in
man's
God
hand.
regardless of his color.
Hey, man, well, hey, go love the white man. Go love the white man. Go love the white man.
Now they will start their racially motivated group chants, which they do to pretty much anybody that upsets them.
Go love the white man. Go love your oppressor.
No, you
Go
know what?
love master.
Go
Go love
Hey,
master. Go love master.
What?
That's what you do. Go love your master.
Okay, well, here's my question. What do you believe in?
I legitimately feel bad for this young man. I really well and truly do. Look at that face. He didn't want any of this. He just doesn't understand why these guys are standing on a street corner in downtown Seattle yelling at passerbys. And frankly, increasing racial tensions, which he then has to deal with from that point on. He has also been publicly racially outgrouped, which, frankly speaking, nobody wants.
Here's my question
We're
right
not
here.
fucking with Whitey.
What type of education you guys have?
None, lad. None. Walk away.
We don't care about your education.
No education.
Nigga, you're in debt over this weak ass education.
And
America's
That face says he worked his way through college.
26 in education
I'm not in debt,
in the
my
world,
nigga.
nigga.
I'm not in debt, my
I'm
nigga.
talking about no.
I'm right, my nigga. I go to Seattle University, my nigga.
So
I'm
what?
not in debt, my
So
nigga.
what does that mean?
I mean, I have
What does that
education.
mean?
That
What
means
does
I
that
have a fucking education, my nigga.
Don't let them do this to you, lad. Don't let them pull you in. This is their entire goal. This is their entire technique. If anyone watching this ever sees these people in real time, in public, and choose to approach them, just know their goal is to upset you and get that reaction on camera. If you don't react, they won't even put it online. They don't care enough to put it online if you don't react. This is what they need. This is what they feed on. Walk up, laugh repeatedly in their face, walk away. Film that for them.
That means I have a white man.
You have the white man's education.
What's a white man's education?
I suppose what they what they mean is an education involving facts and history and reality.
Even though who you are.
What's a black man's education?
Good question, friend. What would you describe if college is a white man's education as a black man's education?
Where's the black man's education?
Black man's
And white man's
Quran.
education because you're a slave right now.
What Bible you got right here? Isn't that a King James Bible right here?
To be fair, his anger here feels very, very real and multi-layered. He appears to not just be offended that they're insulting him personally because he got a quote-unquote white man's education, but that they are so insane as to use a King James version of a Bible as the official copy of the Bible. Any even remotely scholarly individual will tell you it's not exactly the best quote-unquote version of the Bible, if you will. Oh, and for anyone who's familiar with the Hebrew Israelites' tendency for history revisionism, brace for impact.
King James Bible. You niggas out here pushing the King James Bible.
A 400-year-old mint of a coin that has had at least 70% of its surface detail rubbed off is a piece of evidence to these people. Check. And an old woodblock etching that doesn't even remotely prove your point. That's clearly a white man with shading on his cheeks. I'm not sure. Oh, you don't understand these things. Here, let me provide you with some more images. These images here that they use can essentially only be found on Hebrew Israelite websites saying that it's a black man, which is probably accurate considering all of these images that we have throughout history of this particular King James that do not depict him as a black man. This is along the lines of the "we was kings" types that are trying to say that blue blood means black man. They're clearly trying to just embody everything great in history. It's delusional. It's so unbelievably narcissistic. I can't even understand how one comes to terms with it in one's own head.
Here, King James Bible. You niggas out here pushing the King James Bible because y'all preaching the King James Bible. It's against the Bible, nigga. It's against the Bible. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's against the King James Bible. I read it, my nigga. I'm done.
Okay, fair enough. That got quite heated quite quickly. Now let's see what the rational minds here have to say, am I right?
Fuck out of here, man.
God, nigga. God.
Fuck out of here,
I
man.
know,
You
gang.
feminine ass nigga.
That nigga love a white man more than a white man
Hey,
loves
but that's
him.
okay though, man. When the white men start killing niggas, man, we're gonna be laughing that day, man.
Well, that seems quite counterintuitive considering I would imagine you would be where they started.
You know
You know what I'm saying?
They just killed
Because I
a
mean,
nigga
that's
after
what
that.
I mean. Because you sitting up here.
We hope that as many niggas getting killed by the cops, we hope that nigga's next to be killed by the
That's
cops.
right.
Always such lovely advocacy from the Hebrew Israelites. 'Cause you know, Black Lives Matter. Unless, of course, it's a black man that I happen to disagree with, I suppose.
All right, that's what we pray.
Can I say something real
All
quick?
right,
Go ahead.
I agree with you guys, but I don't think you guys should use the N-word.
That's what offended you in that exchange? Really? That's what got to you? Fuck.
Well, look, man.
That's a nigga.
But I'm
You're a
saying-
brother. You're a brother.
But I'm
That's
saying
a
you should
nigga.
never use that word.
Well, why not? Well, here's the thing, though. The scriptures tell us.
That's the word-
Here's
that's
the
the word
thing, though.
that they use.
Here's the thing, though. If Christ was, here's the thing, though, brother.
Yes, sir. Please do give me the biblical passage where it says that it's okay for you to call another black man nigger. I would love to see that. Where do you get the right to differentiate between a quote-unquote brother and a quote-unquote nigger by your own expectations?
You should never use that word.
But brother, here's the thing. You gotta hear, brother. Here's what you gotta understand. If this man was here, in this, right here, right now, he'd be cursing them out way worse than we would.
So, no particular passage, you're just fairly well convinced that Jesus would okay it. That's interesting.
Why? He'd be calling them worse things than a nigga. You don't know what, but here's the thing, though. You gotta understand. Here's the thing, though. Guys like that are the reason why we're in slavery right now.
That's an interesting point of view, but let me tell you, sir, if you were in slavery right now, other things would be happening. You're an extremely underproductive slave.
Cause he's the type of nigga, okay, he's the type of black, so-called black man.
Relax with me, because I'm on the same page.
I know, I'm just, no,
I'm up to speed on
I know, I'm
everything.
just trying to get out, but here's the thing.
Yes, you have offended one of your own followers by being a vitriolic cunt. Congratulations.
He's the type of black man that will allow the white man to kill us.
I know that.
But he'll come and kill us, but won't fuck with the white man.
But of course, the gentleman said don't be obsessed with race and stop being a bigot, so clearly he's working for the white man.
I'm gonna just
Right,
listen, I'm gonna bring you up to speed where I'm at. See where I'm at on the situation.
Let's see if you can manage to clean up your mess, shall we?
I think the brothers, I respect. There's one leader that we had that I really respect, and that's Marcus Garvey.
Oh, Marcus Garvey?
And the reason why is because
The camera's still wrong, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yes, sir. We know all you actually care about is making sure you get fame and attention from this within your own sad, insular little group. Go on.
the reason why is because he would seem like he was one of the smartest leaders to understand that we need to go back and relocate back where we originally came from, and instead of staying here and dealing with this bullshit,
Yeah,
he was smart enough to he put it in action.
Right.
Hey man, feel free. We have plenty of laws that allow you to travel about internationally. If you feel like going back to Africa, have fun. I mean, I've heard horror stories about what happens when American blacks go back there, but hey, that's between you and, I guess, Yahweh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what the leaders that we got now,
Oh yeah.
it's like they're still stuck on the same page as far as doing things here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
and you
It's
know-
like what I'm saying is this. Listen,
We've gotten the point that you're not great at expressing yourself, man, really. Just get to a point sometime in the video, maybe.
our youth, we don't. They honestly, the white man got the power here in the United States, and the only way that a black man's gonna have some power is to go back to Africa.
Thank you for panning the camera. I was legitimately curious what this guy looked like, and I've got to say I was surprised. But I do see your point, sir. There's absolutely no way that any black man could ever attain even a modicum of power in America, right?
That's the only place. Well, let me say something. As far as being a family man, to me, that's the only place that we can go back and we can have power over a family. Because they won't allow us to have power here. They give the power to the women so they can disrespect us.
Right.
Really? That's your main issue with the United States government, is they won't quote-unquote give you power over your woman? I have an idea. Be something worth having. You guys understand more than anyone that I understand some of the more nuanced issues involved in the gender relations of America. However, using that as your main reason for being racially oppressed in the United States is laughable, if not racist, coming from a white supremacist group. If a white supremacist group came out and said the only reason black men are unhappy in America is they can't control their women, I mean, that wouldn't shock anyone. If that were a post on Stormfront, everyone would be like, yeah, we know. Like the movie Chirac that just came out, which was an attempted black power / black female power movie, which I personally have no particular problem with. I mean, everyone deserves something that they hold up as an anthem if they feel like it. I don't personally see the point, and it would be frowned upon if I were to make a white power movie, but that's another video. Mostly what I'm saying is that in that movie, they actually expressed a similar but opposite concern, wherein the black females were saying that their men were so sex-obsessed that the denial of contact sexually for just a week or so would be enough to change their behavior entirely. Again, something that wouldn't shock me coming from Stormfront, but hey, who am I to judge?
Well, let me answer that because I mean I understand the Marcus Garvey movement. We understand it, and he had a good thing going.
I'm just using that as a small example.
Right. But here's the thing, all right.
Sure, that defunct ocean cruise company sure had a lot going for it, right up until he started making deals with the Klan because he saw them as the more honest whites. But you know, that's ancient history. Why would we get into that?
If we're following the scriptures, if we're following what the Most High saying, it's not what we're saying, then the only time we'll have peace is when we're back in Israel with these other nations under subjection for all the things that they've done to us. Because here's the thing, right?
These guys really make Islam look tame. They say they want to go to Israel, rule from Israel, and somehow subjugate all nations from Israel. It's kind of a laughable idea, but it's cute to watch them dream.
Here's the thing. When we go to Africa, there's a lot of brothers that go to Africa, right? They'll tell you that they'll come right back because they'll say, look, I'm the only nigga over there.
What? Wait, you're telling me that even in a place that's majority black, you don't feel like you're part of it? Interesting. So, are the Hebrew Israelites an only American black movement? Is it an American movement? Can any of my international followers let me know if there is a UK branch, a German branch, or an Australian branch of these fuckers? I sincerely doubt they are, considering the only narrative they can use is we were once enslaved, that makes us Jews, thus we will come back in the end, like Revelation says, and enslave our enslavers. Or some deluded shit like that. Can someone let me know if there is an international wing of these guys? I've not seen them outside of America.
You know, basically implying that those are not my people.
Yeah, we know Africa.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something?
And plus, Africa's getting jacked up right now.
The white man's
Oh, so realistically it's just too hard for the chosen people of God to go back to their homeland, huh? That's sad. It'd be too hard, too economically infeasible to live in Africa because it's dangerous, right? Come the fuck on, you joke person.
over there taking that shit over. Let me say something. When I say African, I'm not saying every location is reasonable, because locations over there, they're just as worse or the same as here, okay, because they've been colonized.
Right.
The places that I'm really speaking on mainly is, for example, I'm speaking on Ethiopia.
Listen, dude, if you're that serious and you really feel like going to Ethiopia, I'll let you sign a contract that makes you promise you'll never come back, and then I'll pay for your ticket. Just promise to bring a camera with you and document the 3 or 4 days you survive once you get there, please.
Understand? And what the problem is there's two sides. Africans, they don't understand us as far as educated, and we don't understand their culture because our culture has been stripped.
Right.
Also known as not your culture, because culture is not implicit to biological function. You are a black person from Africa genetically, but that does not make Africa your culture. Hence the fact that nothing you're doing right now has any relation to Africa whatsoever.
From us.
Right.
Okay, what I'm saying? And it's been passed down through generations of mental abuse, rape, kidnaps, everything across the board from the time that our ancestors are first brought here from slavery. So what I'm saying is that I understand that, but once again,
Alright, I don't know who sent me this, and I'm not going to check and call you out, but all I'm going to say is, I don't blame you one bit. These guys regularly seem to like run out of data on their SIM cards or cut randomly when they get questioned like that. I'm really not sure which one it is, but it almost invariably ends in the middle of a sentence, like strike dab in the middle of a sentence. So fuck it, these guys never finish a thought anyway. That being said, I would like to invite the first two gentlemen onto the Leif Erikson anytime they'd like, because they seem at least like reasonable enough human beings to have a discussion in spite of their understandable outburst of anger there at the end. I can't blame them, and I don't know how much I could put up with the Hebrew Israelites in person, considering the likelihood that their attacks on me would be much harsher. That's pretty much going to wrap us up for the week. I hope everybody had fun with this little video about the Hebrew Israelites making complete fools of themselves. Know that it's a little bit more disquieting for me, because, as the title implies, they're basically within simple driving distance of me in a city that it's not an infrequent spot for travel. I just hope not to personally run into them, and if I do, let's just hope I'm not talking into the phone, huh? Thanks everyone. Thanks for all the support. I hope you had fun. I'll see you all next week. Be safe, and goodbye.